I'm the Mad Trucker, and the live is welcome to all who would like to attend. The only requirement is that you read the channel description first and greet everybody in the room with a peaceful greeting according to your culture. And then you can proceed to type whatever questions, comments, concerns about my content that you might have. Now, if you have questions about me personally, it lets me know that you did not read the channel description because it's clearly stated. However, if it's not clear, you can ask questions about that. Because this live is a place for conversations, something that no one really wants to have anymore. And because I'm hosting the live, definition of a conversation is truthful, honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. If that's not something that you're interested in, I respectfully, kindly ask you to scroll on. But if it is, please feel free to greet everybody in the room, regardless if I'm here by myself or if there's a plethora of people in the live. With a peaceful greeting, I will respond. So I'll wait to see if anybody comes in. If nobody comes in, like I usually do, I'll just sign off. It just puzzles me that people have everything to say in the comment sections, but nothing to say of any pertinent intelligence when I do these lives to address people that troll my account. So with that being said, I'm just going to sit here silently until someone comes in and I'll greet them. And I'll repeat what I just said. If they don't want to participate, that's fine. I'm not monetized by YouTube. I don't get paid from YouTube or any other social media platform. I could use it, but I don't do it for that. I do it for the channel description, which is a mission statement, my personal mission statement. If it's something that you're interested in, let's talk about it. I'm the Mad Trucker. You finished? Okay. It's 2 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time where I am. Shalom, Rao. Shalom, thank you for joining. I'm the Mad Trucker, and this is the live. Oren, thank you for returning. Seems like, it's always the same company. Skylar, shalom, thank you for joining the live today. It's an open topic. Zamar, shalom. Peace be on you. Mets Product 12, shalom. Thank you for greeting everybody, not just me, but the 6 people that are currently watching, and being respectful with that. If there's any questions that you have that the channel description didn't answer, you can type those. Or if there's a video that you watched that rubbed you the wrong way, if you felt like the information and I put it out there in a way that's misinforming people and you want to articulate it, just feel free to do so in the comment section. Shalom, Germany. Germany, if you would, just read my channel description first. It'll tell you what the live is about today. And I do appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in today and watching. Well, Mets Production 12, has nothing to do with it. I subscribe to a higher standard that says that I'm supposed to love everybody, friends and enemies as well. I'm supposed to love everybody. And throughout my experience in life, I've learned that the greatest show of love is an action, first and foremost. But love is telling people the truth, not your personal truth or your political truth, but the critical truth about their actions, about what's going on. That's love. Because if you see somebody banging their head against a brick wall and they bleeding out their skull and you don't reach out an arm and say, hey, man, look, you're going to hurt yourself. But nowadays we live in a world where people would rather laugh at somebody that's doing that instead of trying to help them. And then people that usually have that mentality, they'll laugh at somebody's misfortune. And then they're quick to tell you that they're Christian. And they love Jesus and God and they go to church. And if it's not that, they just don't care. They're just indifferent. Because people don't care about anything unless it affects them. And that's the problem with humanity. You're supposed to care about things that affect you, true. But the world is bigger than one person. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you watching this right now. The world is bigger than you. But because people have a ego problem, they want to control other people instead of themselves, which is the real problem with humanity. Everybody wants to control everybody else except for themselves. Well, let's talk about it. And if you like to participate, just say hello to everybody in the room first, and then you can type whatever you want to type after that. And that's the format of the live. That's what it's for. It's for people that want to have conversations about topics that affect everybody. And the conversation, the definition for conversation, I coined from one Neely Fuller Jr., who said that a conversation is truthful and honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. And that's something that the ones that are running everything into the ground don't want us at the bottom to do, is have conversations with one another. Because even if we don't agree with one another, we can come to a mutual understanding. And that's what the ones at the top can't afford. People to have mutual understandings about why things happen the way that they happen and the people that cause them to happen. I talk about the Hegelian effect in some of my videos because the Hegelian effect has been used for centuries. And it's basically problem, reaction, solution. The minority of people who hoard all of the resources and wealth on the planet know that if the people that they control that outnumber them come together, they'll be overthrown. And they can't afford that. So what they do is they create a problem amongst those people. And they blame it on somebody that it doesn't have anything to do with, to keep the eye off of themselves. So they fight amongst each other. And then they cry out to the minority that caused the problem for a solution. And they give them a solution. That minority gives the people a solution that only benefits them at the begeist of everybody else. It's called problem, reaction, solution. It's the Hegelian effect. I highly encourage anybody that's watching this right now to look it up for yourself. That's what this channel's for. Look up topics. We're in an information age where things aren't as hidden. They're still hidden, but they aren't as hidden anymore. That's why the buzz is always talking about social media. Social media don't work. Social media is something that people do with their time. They want to monetize what you think. They want to monetize what you do. They want to monetize what you feel. They tell you how to feel about things. Here in America, they had two terroristic acts happen. One in New Orleans and one at a Trump building. Right? And the stories don't make sense to me. Logically speaking, the media, the way they've covered it, and the information that they're telling us about what happened doesn't make logical sense. In one instance, there was a report that I read, and the last thing that I read is that they found organic explosive materials in the subject's Airbnb that could be used to make an improvised explosive device that the authorities later detonated inside the Airbnb where that man was staying before he did that terrible thing that he did. That doesn't make sense to me. How do you detonate a bomb that wasn't put together? There are a lot of conflicting stories with both those incidents that don't sit right with me. So let's let that be the topic for today. Unless somebody in the comments section or somebody that's watching has a different topic they would like to discuss, because it doesn't sit right with me. The way they reported it and what they said. The families of both the men involved in those incidents said that they showed no signs of wanting to do what they did. The brother of the person that did what they did in New Orleans said that, yeah, he didn't show any signs of even thinking like that. And then I find it funny that both were associated with the military. One was active duty, the one in the Tesla truck, Trump Tower. Yeah, he was active duty military. And in New Orleans, the man that did what he did, he was a veteran, had a real estate business. So it wasn't like the man was down on his luck. But then you see pictures of this man, he looks like a bum compared to the mugshots that they show you in the news. And they say that he placed bombs around New Orleans. You know. But I think they had help. That's just my opinion. Logically speaking, I really think that they had help from an outside force. From an outside source, I should say, not force, but a source. That makes sense to me. Both the electric vehicles that they used were both rented through the same app. This is something, maybe I just put things together that shouldn't go together, but they only fit one way. If you have a puzzle, right? If you have a 1,000 piece puzzle, you have to start with the first piece. You grab another piece. It doesn't fit into the first piece, you try another piece. You don't force that piece to fit. And it seems like that's what the media in this country is doing with those incidents. And logic slips a lot of people nowadays. It really does. The president-elect should not be the president-elect according to the Constitution. Because number one, he's a criminal that should be held accountable for his crimes. 34-count felon. Knowing how the things work in this country, the law is if you are a felon, you relinquish your right to vote. And Donald Trump went to Mar-a-Lago in Florida and cast a ballot, didn't he? Is that legal? And then why is it that people are so indifferent? They don't want to talk about it. Fear. Fear. They don't want to talk about it because they're scared to talk about it. I'm not. If I die on a hill, let that hill be named truth. Let the authority of that hill be the authority of truth. Let me die on that hill. Because I have a scroll that says that in these days, people will mock you. They'll persecute you. They'll jail you for his authority. I'm going to roll with him. Because if I save my life, I'm going to lose it. If I lose my life for his authority's sake, I'm going to save it. And contrary to what you believe or your religion or your faith, that's the rock that I'm going to stand on. And if you seek the truth, you will find it. But it's only a remnant of people that seek the truth, and even a smaller remnant that actually act on it, speak it, because they're not indifferent and they're not scared. Because they really believe John 3:16 and all the words in red in their Bibles. No one has the right to take anybody else's life. No one. Not even your children, because you didn't give them that life to begin with. You might have performed an act to bring them into the world, but you didn't put the life in that flesh. You have no authority to take it out, regardless if that person looks like you or they don't look like you. Regardless if they pray to Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, it doesn't matter. You don't have the right and the authority to take that person's life unless that person is trying to take yours. Then you have every right to defend yourself and wipe them off the planet. That's logical. That makes sense. If you subscribe to a higher standard, you're supposed to turn the other cheek, but it's not what people think it means because they took the context out of it. Turning the other cheek. You have a red face if you take it for face value. You have to dig deeper. You have to look at the culture and the context of what that means. What Yeshua, the one they call Jesus now, what he meant when he said those things. Culture, context, language, customs, they're very important. And the Bible is merely case study and law. Case study, family history, and law. That's what it is. And it's up to the individual. But it's real funny that people like to speak on a Bible that never read one. The Bible's not exempt from that treatment either. The Quran. Yeah, there's a lot of people that talk about the Quran, but they've never read one. There's a lot of people that will talk about Muslims, but they've never spoken to one. There's a lot of people that will talk about Jews and Christians, but they've never spoken to one. And that's illogical to me. If I'm wrong, I'd like somebody to correct me. And like I said, I am civilized and I am open for correction. Somebody called me a book. My book's open. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna roll with the truth. Because your whole life they teach you to roll with lies. Everything from white Jesus to Santa Claus to the Easter Bunny. Everything from the American dream, which is a dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. You work hard and you'll have that house and you'll have that car and you'll have 1.5 kids and a wife and you retire and you'll be set for the rest of your life. Biggest lie ever told. Yeah, they've been telling that lie since 1921. Income tax amendment, the 16th Amendment. That was never ratified into the Constitution, by the way. They slipped in during the dead of night when most of the congressmen and senators were home for the holidays. They passed the 16th Amendment. You see, it's a bunch of lies that people need to come out of. And people talking about come together, come together, come together. I don't want to come together with no liar. I want to come together with the truth. I want to be grafted into the truth, into the good tree. I don't want to be going out here continuing these century-old lies that I've been programmed to believe that's the truth that I know damn well ain't the truth. I'm not wired like that no more. I'm old. I'm tired. I don't have a filter anymore. I used to be able to put these things in a polite way. And I'm trying to learn that again. Yeah. I'm quick to tell people about themselves because they want to tell me about myself and they don't know me. They're quick to tell me what it is and they don't know what it is. They just were told what it is and that's what they believe. And there's nothing wrong with belief. Everything starts with a belief. Belief is like an infant. We all were infants at one point in our life. We all were at a point where we could not speak for ourselves, feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, walk for ourselves. That is belief. There's nothing wrong with belief. Everything starts with a belief. But there has to be a point in time in your life where you have to test that belief to see if it's valid or invalid. That's where knowledge comes into play. Do you believe in a God or do you know God? Because if you're stuck on belief, the infant is not a child. A child is different. A child can speak for himself because it came to a point when you were an infant that you grew, right? You grew, you got bigger, you got stronger, and you learned how to eat for yourself. You learned how to speak for yourself. You learned how to talk for yourself. You learn how to walk for yourself. That's knowledge. And they want to keep everybody in an ignorant stupor, regardless of how many letters behind your name, how many degrees you have, what school you went to. It don't matter. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The educational system has failed you. The education system has failed me. It's failed everybody in this country and abroad. Quick to teach you how to conquer and destroy, but they're not quick to teach you how to build. They didn't teach you how to plant crops in high school. You can use that information if you got enough land resources and leave me alone. And if you wanted to learn something like that, you have to pay. to learn it. You have to find somebody to invest in you so that you can learn that trade. And investment isn't always money. Investment is time. You invest your time in seeking the truth, you will find it. And that's not my opinion. That's not what I believe. That is what I know. If you seek it, you will find it. But there are a lot of people that don't want to seek the truth because they're comfortable in a well-dressed lie. They curl up with it at night and it helps them sleep. Racism doesn't exist in America. Oh, black people can make it in this country if they just pull up themselves by their bootstraps. They got the same opportunities as I do. It doesn't make any sense. You have to be indifferent. You have to be indifferent and turn a blind eye to people's sufferation, to the innocent people who suffer. Not the guilty ones, but the innocent people that suffer. You have to be indifferent. That's what the educational system teaches you. Be indifferent about someone suffering because they don't look like you. They don't pray like you. They don't speak like you. They don't have the same cultures and customs that you do. So this is what you need to do. Just take them off the planet and snatch what's theirs. Call it yours. And the survivors, you program them to think like you do. That's how it's worked. And I'm open for any corrections if that's a flawed train of thought. But I really would like to know what people think. I really would. Because nowadays people don't think, that is. You know, Parliament Funkadelic did a concert in Passaic, New Jersey. And the start of the concert, they had a poet speak on the mic. And he ended his presentation by saying, think, it's not illegal yet. Well, that was back in the 70s. Seems like it's damn so illegal now. Because if you put out anything that encourages critical thought, you're a target. No matter what you're talking about. You know. No matter what you're talking about or who you're talking to. And that's tragic. Because you miss out on blessings. People on this planet aren't just two colors, black or white. Miss me with that. Miss me with that lie. You're proud to be white? No, you're proud of being a byword and something that you're not, which is the color of this paper towel or the color of this clear bottle, because snow is white. You look at a snowflake under a microscope, it's clear, isn't it? Just like a polar bear's fur or a white blood cell. And then research the history of racism. The history of racism, from my studies and my knowledge, started in 1786 by one Christoph Mears, a German eugenicist. And if you don't know anything about eugenics, it is a pseudoscience. Pseudo means false, which means there's no truth to it, which means they just made that stuff up. They just made it up so that they can control the masses. That whole, minority of people hoarding the wealth thing, wanting to keep it thing, and use other people for chattel thing. If my mental process is flawed, I'm not above correction. I say that over and over, just like I tell people, if this is your first time viewing my live and you want to know what it's about, all you have to do is go to my channel and read the channel description. And if it's something that you're still interested in, just come back and do what Germany did, do what Rao did, do what Mets Production 12 did, do what Skylar did, do what Oren did, do what these people did. Just greet everybody. Regardless if I'm here by myself or it's just 3 people, greet everybody peacefully, because you don't have to agree with somebody's religion, skin tone, ideology to have a conversation, and greet them peacefully first. Greet somebody peacefully first. Come in peace, leave in peace. Agree or not. Agree or not. Just come in peace and leave in peace. That's civilized. And civilization has become uncivilized. It became uncivilized when uncivilized people came and took it over. And they came and chopped the nose off the Sphinx, started the Crusades, Islamic slave trade. Yeah, those were the savages, not the people that they put in shackles and chains. They were the savages. You know, they come to this continent and they call the natives here, the Aboriginal people here, savages. No, they weren't the savages. The ones that came over here on them boats, they were the savages. Tell somebody, okay, I'm going to cut your hair. I'm going to make you dress like I dress and think like I think and worship the God I worship. And if you say no, we're going to put you in front of this firing squad. Ask yourself, just reverse the roles. You don't have to be in somebody's skin tone to know what injustice feels like. You don't have to be a certain skin tone to know what right is and what wrong is. It's inherent in everybody's nature. I have a nephew. When he was 3, I tested this theory. Not only with my nephew, with other little children too. Go get some candy that they like at the store. You go back home, put it on the counter. Tell a little 3-year-old who can speak but barely speaking. All right now, don't touch this until I come back. Okay? Leave it there. Don't touch it. They go to grab it. No, bad. Don't do that. Wait till I come back and I'll give you some. I walked out the room. I'm hearing him rustle with the package. I'm going in and look. As soon as I see him, he got his hands on the cookies. Like he didn't do nothing. Right? Everybody's born with that inherent sense of what's right and wrong. It's just as years go by, people stifle what's right and choose to do what's wrong because it's more profitable when it comes to tangible things, physical things. Yeah, lies bring wealth. Dishonesty brings that cash, brings the bag. You know. Just lie. Just lie. I'm not saying I'm exempt. If I sit here and tell you that I've never told a lie, I've never done anything foul in my life, man, I'm lying to you because I have. However, I had that SBS and I decided to work on it. That smooth brain syndrome that I had, and I decided to pick up higher standards. 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 That's all. Pick up a higher standard and live by it. Try to live by it anyway. Knowing that you're going to fail, but you try anyway. That's salvation. That's salvation. You know you're going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to break those laws and statutes in those scriptures. I'm going to break them. I'm probably breaking them right now and don't even know I'm breaking them. But I still trek and I still try to do what is righteous, what is lawful, according to our Creator, our Creator. Regardless if you call him Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, or Buddha. That's what man messed up to. It perverted the definition of words. It took things out of context to keep everybody confused and blinded to the real truth that'll set you free. You know, those scriptures, those scrolls that I was holding up, it is a higher standard because it hasn't lied yet. Like people say, the Bible ain't never lied. You're right, the Bible ain't never lied. But the problem is people lied about that Bible. So much that people's brains are so smooth that if you want to have a topic about the scripture with them, well, if it ain't the King James, it ain't the truth. Well, you're worshiping King James. And not the Most High Yah. The Most High God is in that Bible. You know, the thing is, research stuff for yourself. Look it up for yourself. In order to worship the Most High, you have to worship him in spirit and in truth. Underline, big type, bold type, italicize the word. I mean, it's up to the individual. You can't make anybody do anything unless you do so under duress. You have to force people to do stuff. And that's the problem with humanity. Folks want to force other people to do things that they don't necessarily want to do or stand by or subscribe to. They'll come to your house with it. Knock on your door. Hi, we're from the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. We'd like to talk to you about Jesus. Can we come in for a few? Do you have time? I was asking, do you have time to talk about Jesus? And then when I invite these people in my house, whether it's the Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, that I have over the years, and they figure out that I know about that one they call Jesus and what they doing don't have nothing to do with him. Oh, look at the time. We have to go. Wait a minute. I thought you asked me, did I have time? So let me get it straight. I give you my time, but you can't give me yours. I gave you time to sit on my couch and talk about some neophytes and some Joseph Smith and some Book of Mormon. I gave you that time. I sat in silence and let you say what you want to say. And then when I pulled this Bible out and I started to pull up them scripts and them textures, them texts, and there's only one they really get hot about. Revelation chapter 1. They get hot about that, especially with all their pamphlets and whatnot. And I asked the question after they finished speaking, well, who is that on that picture? Oh, that's Jesus. Oh, really? If that's Jesus, why y'all paint him like that? Well, we don't know what Jesus looks like. You make it make sense. Revelation chapter 1 tells us what Jesus looked like. Right here, see, I'll read it for you. Oh, we got to go. That's when they got to go. Break that sword out. You let them know, no, you're a soul pirate. You can't have mine. I wish you well if you want it, but you got to seek it. Have the day you deserve. Well, you're confused. No, I'm not confused. You're cognitively dissonant. You have this pale, stringy haired guy on the front of this pamphlet telling me that that's Jesus, but I read Revelation chapter 1, he don't look nothing like that. And before you go off and say this is about race, it's not about race. It's about what I said at the beginning of this live. The truth, not the opinion, not my truth or your truth or somebody else's truth. The truth. That's the truth. Get over yourself. I'm not close to the Most High because I got this skin and this hair. Now, people that really think that. Before people that look like me started, they started. They started it. They started the whole thing by taking his name out the book, by sending him up on the cross for a crime he didn't commit, for casting lots. They cast lots for his garments, because all these religions got a little bit of truth in it, don't they? And a whole bunch of BS. It's in degrees, though, nonetheless. Yeah, they got some truth in it, got some BS in it. So, just to whoever's watching, just make a decision to research things for yourself. Don't believe things because I made a video or I said something. Matter of fact, I'm going to end this live by saying, don't believe anything that I just said. Don't believe a word of it. None of it. Forget it ever happened. But let something inside of you that is righteous research the things that I speak about and the content that I put out for yourself, for your own salvation. Look into these things for yourself. I'm not selling anything. I'm not asking people for money. I'm not a minister, pastor, or reverend. I'm somebody that's had over 50 years of experience in this skin on this planet. Speaking from my personal experiences and my research, things that I've looked up throughout the years, that I've held on to once I found the truth about those things. And I had to let go of a well-dressed lie to do so. And if you enjoyed this live, I appreciate it. If you didn't enjoy it, I appreciate you for watching. Either way it goes, agree or disagree. Just remember, conversations are truthful, honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. Wars are synonymous with arguments, are synonymous with debates, and those three things are synonymous because they cause problems. Why, you might ask? Because in those three instances, somebody has to be declared a winner, somebody has to be declared a loser. If you ever tune into my live, everybody's a winner. Everybody's a winner. Even the ones that come in and troll, everybody's a winner. You want to know why? Because if you have a conversation with someone, whether you agree or disagree, you will have insight and a mutual understanding of one another. And that's a win, don't you think? I've never known a debate or argument or war to solve a problem. I've never known those things to solve problems. They don't. They don't solve problems. They create more problems than they solve. It seems like that's what a lot of people on the planet are rooting for. The only war that I'm in is a spiritual one. Every day. And I got to keep trekking. I'm going to keep on trekking because I'm a soldier. And I'll show you better than I can tell you. That's why I said don't believe nothing I'm saying. Just look at it for yourself. And I do love you all, regardless if you believe me or not. Regardless if you hate me or not. I love you all. And that's a higher standard. It's easier said than done. And on that note, may the Most High bless and keep you. May his kindness be gracious unto you. May the Most High smile upon you and give you shalom. That means peace. I'm going to sign off. If there's nothing else or nothing further, I'm the Mad Trucker. Thank you for watching.